Hey there, in this video, we are going to look at how we multiply different bases. So we're going to see two different bases, but this time we're going to look at what happens when they have the same exponent, but different bases. So the complete opposite of what we looked at when we looked at the product rule. So with the product rule, we had something like a to the m times a to the n. So maybe the exponents were different, maybe they were the same, but the key thing with the product rule was that our bases were the same. And when we did that with the product rule, we ended up with the same base, and then we added our exponents of m and n. So again, that was the product rule. This time, like I mentioned, we are going to look at different bases with the same exponent. So when we have different bases being multiplied together, but they have the exact same exponent, and that's very important, they have to have the exact same exponent, then we go ahead and take those bases of a and b and we multiply them together in the parentheses here, and we raise it to whatever that same raise it to whatever that same exponent was in the original problem. So again, if you multiply different bases, but the exponents on the bases are the same, then you can simply multiply the bases together and keep the exponent unchanged. So let's take a look at some examples of this. So 2 to the third times 3 to the third power. So we can use this example or this shortcut essentially here because we have the exact same exponents. We can just multiply the 2 and the 3, those bases, and keep it to the third power because the third power is what each of them are to. 3 times 2 or 2 times 3 is 6, and then raise that to the third power and you get 216. Now on number 2, using that same concept, again, we have the same exponents. We have 2 and 2. And even though the bases are different, we can go ahead and use this shortcut by multiplying the bases together, 3 times 4, and raising it to that repeated exponent of 2. 3 times 4 is 12. Raise that to the second power. That's 12 times 12, which is 144. And in both of these, if you forget this rule, you can evaluate individually. 2 to the third power is 8. 3 to the third power is 27. And if you multiply those together, you get 216. Over here, 3 squared is 9. 4 squared is 16. And multiply those together and you get 144. So either way works. It's just if you know that little trick or that rule, it can be helpful in the end. So in summary, if you're multiplying different bases but the same exponents, and again, multiplication, then we multiply the bases together, we keep the exponent the same, and we evaluate. So again, we had something like 2 to the third times 3 to the third. That became 2 times 3, keeping it to the third power, and that was 6 to the third, which was 216.